What's up, YouTube? Devin Mitchell here. Coming at you again on camera. Yeah. So let's dive right in. Always great to start with the weather because that just kind of rolls right into the next conversation, wherever that's going to go. But plus, too, in Hawaii, so it's like, come on, the weather's just phenomenal. Not trying to brag, but 71 degrees on a Friday. 71 degrees, like that is a comfortable temperature. It's not as cloudy as it usually is. In fact, I might get to see a little sun today. It's possible. It's poking out already, so nothing wrong with that though. Sun is life. So anyway, with that said, yeah, it's Friday. Another beautiful day, and I'm excited because you know what? I finished another class. Yeah, another class towards getting my bachelor's degree. The ever elusive bachelor's degree that has taken me, no shame at all in saying it, but it's taken me, God, probably about 10 years. Maybe close to 10 years since I started. What do you think about that? Yeah, definitely at least 8 years or so. Gotta be, since I first got enrolled and started going to school, years and years ago, and had a nice little hiatus in between all that. And I just thought, ultimately I was like, what am I going to do with it? And I had a vision of what I'm going to do with it, and basically it's turned this guy right here into a butter bar. Of course, that's the first step, right? There's more it's more to it after that, but that's definitely one of the things that I plan to utilize that degree for. But additionally, it's just I was so close. Like, I basically, when I stopped, I was over 3/4 of the way complete with my degree, and I was just like, come on, you know what I mean? I already owe so much money on it. It's like, what's a little extra money to owe on it if it's actually official, right? If I'm actually official, I have my degree, the actual legit, certificate, bachelor's degree, set in stone, degree. I could utilize that. I might as well use it for, the amount of money that I've invested just to acquire it. So, moving forward, who knows what's going to happen with this whole government shutdown? There's always, seems like every year, we get to the same, scenario, right? End of the fiscal year, right? It's just a natural progression of how things play out, and who really knows what's gonna happen, right? It's always kind of a toss-up, how things can play out. Ultimately, though, I'm just gonna keep pressing forward. I think the biggest thing is, the way I look at it is, unless you have an active role in the actual process, the best thing you could do is just keep moving forward and going and living life. You know what I mean? Obviously, have some contingencies in place, right? Like, prepare for, whatever result may come of it. Who knows how long it could stretch out for and all those things, right? But at the same token, it's like, you don't want to, what I'm trying to basically put out there is not to worry about things that you can't control, right? If the government shuts down, for most people, that's well outside of their control, right? It's well outside of their control, right? But there's things you can do knowing that could happen that are within your control. And those are the things that should be focused on, and not focusing on, worrying in general is just, you should totally just toss that out of it. It's one thing to address problems and potential future, problems or issues that may arise, but worrying about it and doing nothing and taking no action, that is not the way to do it, right? That's definitely not the way to go. Stressing yourself out over things that you can't control, so you really can't do anything about those specific scenarios, right? But you can do things in regards to what you can't control. And you know what? I'm really going to try to set a record today for having a shorter video. I think that's a great point right there. No segues today. Just keep that front and center in your mind, especially with the whole, government shutdown thing coming up. focus on what you can control. I mean, primary example to close out. Yes, I do have this. I'm in the guard. I'm fortunate to be on orders. However, I'm driving a van right now, not a truck like I used to drive. Why? Because a van, I am fully good to go on both the Lyft and Uber, driving platform. So if things go south, I have an alternate way to make pretty significant income, even if this plays out the way it does. So it's always good to have more than just one option when it comes to making income. Because I've been there. I'm sure many people have been there where you have a job, good job too, right? Making good money, everything is going smooth, and boom, that job's just not there. Something happened, right? Government shutdown. All these things can happen, right? And it's really, really, critical to have more than one income stream. If you could have multiple income streams at the same time, that's the way to go right there. Because then you really have all your bases covered, right? That's really the big objective. That's something that I'm striving for, and I'm in learning and educating myself on to get to that place. Really, to be honest, the next 5 years to supplement my income and have basically my money working for me instead of me working for my money. I know it's easier said than done, but 5 years I think is a audacious goal, but it's a reasonable goal as well. It's a goal that I can see myself achieving, and it would be a significant milestone. So that's a little hint to the future. But for now, focus on what you can control and take action on those things that you can indeed control. So I'll leave you guys with that, and don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Aloha.